I think we're about ready. Alrighty. Alrighty, guys. How's it going? How is it going? Yeah, on this stream, we will do a quick recap of the things we talked about this week on this channel, but also Melonie Mac as well. Man, Melonie Mac has revealed herself to be a little bit of an Anita Sarkeesian. There's a number of videos and streams where Melonie Mac has been like trying to be, let's say she's against censorship, against, woke censorship. Okay. All right. But lately she's actually advocating for censorship, but just of a different variety from a Christian perspective. And it's like, man, get that stuff out of the games too. Don't touch the games with that. Don't do that. Okay. What? How about we just don't do any of that? How about you don't interfere with the games or any of that? Very simple, right? Don't mess with the art. Okay. And she's going on is like, oh, no perversion in video games. She doesn't want perversion in video games, which is kind of reminding me of Anita Sarkeesian. It's just worded different. Anita Sarkeesian's all like, oh, you're body shaming and all that nonsense, which is just dumb. Okay, not body shaming. Was it objectifying? Objectifying. Well, we are all objects. We are. And as humans, we are hardwired to observe one another and to make sort of, I guess, observations and calculations and things, I mean, that's how we are. That's what we do. That's how we survive as a species. I mean, that's what it is, right? Anyway, but it's just a different way to go about it. Anita Sarkeesian is trying to make it where it's like, you are bad. You, the gamer, is being bad because you're objectifying women. And then what Melonie Mac is saying, which we'll get into here, she's saying you are bad because you're sinning, because you're allowing perversion and you're allowing sin. And I'm like, man, whoa. Why are we doing this? I'm curious about something too. Let me see if I'm gonna check this out real fast. Testing. Test this real fast. I'm curious about something too. Let me see if. Okay. You might hear that echo a little bit. On YouTube, it's saying the audio stream's current bit rate is 0, which is weird because it's not. It's getting audio. Okay, that was weird. That's a weird thing. Anyway, yeah, we'll get into this here. But first, a quick recap about this channel. The things to talk about. I guess we can start with the Thorpe update. They're still doing Misunderstood. They seem to be, the latest stream was pretty depressing. They said they're tired of being homeless and they want to go back to the apartment, which they fully paid for. The only reason why they have not gone back to the apartment is because they don't have the key and also because they want to avoid the issue there. Well, if you paid for it, you should have the key. If the landlord has the key and you already paid for it, that landlord needs to give you the key. He is legally required to give you the key. And I know you say you don't have the money for it. Just go, like a lot of apartment complexes will have like a front office that you can go to talk to someone there. Like you need to press that issue. Just don't let it go. Press that issue. Anyone would do that. Any rightful, reasonable person would do that. You go to the front office, you press them on that issue, you get that key, and you go move into the apartment. That's yours. But the reason why they can't go there is because they had an issue with the neighbor. The neighbor punched Ben in the face. The neighbor does not want Ben around because she thinks Ben is a PDF file. I don't know why she would think that about you, Ben. I don't know why she would think that, right? I mean, based on the things you said. No, but she knows you, Ben. She knows you. She's your neighbor, right? Yeah. Okay. She knows you a lot more than some strangers on the internet. Okay. And so why is it that she thinks you are suspect and you should not be around her kids at all? There's a reason for that, Ben. But, that's not my problem. It's not my problem. But it's your problem to navigate, and for me to be like, oh, okay, I want to see how you get out of this one. So that's on that one there. Really, it seemed kind of depressing. It seemed like they were just kind of doing like a last ditch effort to kind of raise some funds, like a desperate thing, raise some funds. So hopefully they made it seem like they might use the funds for like legal stuff. They're probably just going to blow it on other things. Okay. Whenever a streamer says they're trying to raise money for something, they're usually lying to you. I mean, haven't you figured that out yet? I'm sure you have, right? When a streamer says they need to raise money to pay rent, they're not paying the rent. No, they're going to be spending money on something else. That's how it usually goes, okay? When I say I'm raising money to feed my kids McDonald's, guess what? My kids never got that McDonald's. Guess what? Guess why? I don't feed that slop to my kids. Man, my kids get a proper dinner cooked by the wife. Homemade meals. Well, any other updates? I think the Alex S. Johnson stuff might be about done. There might be some other things I might do with it. It all depends on what comes up. But I got into that drama really to kind of figure out what's going on and to send a message to Alex that, hey, man, like, you need to snap out of this. Like, what you're doing is not good. Like, the guy is truly unhinged. Like, first off, have you guys ever heard of the famous Alex S. Johnson? He's a prestigious writer. Like, everyone should know who he is. No, you haven't. You don't know who he is. But he acts like everyone should. A lot of writers kind of get that complex, but he especially, he has that. And he's been burning bridges with everyone and it really messing with people in the way that involves like FBI, real life situations and stuff like that. It is a lot of real harassment had been going on for some time. And it was quite insane. But I think, and you probably noticed the coverage of that, I left out a lot of the names on purpose because it reached a point to where it's like, some were like, I don't want to be in there because I don't want retaliation, all that. It's like, okay. And the guy is unpredictable in a way. All right. And I will say, with my dealing with the horror writing sphere, that's the only time where I've had someone really just out of the blue, completely out of the blue, like target my family in a way that was like unprovoked, and really was. I might have rejected one of his stories, and then that's what led up to that. Anyway, so you have to be careful with that stuff. So that might be done. All right, Melonie Mac. Let's talk about Melonie Mac here. Let's go and put this on the screen here. No perversion in video games. Get the perversion out of the video games. We're gonna make them holy. First off, let's start off with this. Let me go put this on the screen. Was it Smash JT? There's a little video he put up that's just really, really juicy and really sums it up. It really sums it up for all of us here. Let's just go ahead and play this. Let's go make this full screen and play this here.
And I have the same stance on queers as I do these gooners.
Is this anything pornographic? I would say no.
Yes, what you're doing is shameful. Yes, I think this stuff is shameful and I don't want it in my entertainment because it's shameful and it's hurting society. I mean, dude, have these people played Final Fantasy? The people complaining, have they played Final Fantasy at all? It's disgusting and it's perverted. No, I don't want it. Because this especially like some of the I mean, Final Fantasy, we've seen outfits like this and even more revealing. It's just it's art. Do I think that people participating in these activities are losers? Yes. It's not even pornographic at all. I don't see the problem. But you know what? It doesn't mean
I'm a proud loser then. I'm a proud loser. If liking a game like Stellar Blade, whoa. Actually, whoa. I got confused there. She liked Stellar Blade. She was liking Stellar Blade. That's what's funny about this. She was liking Stellar Blade and was in defense of that. But she doesn't want perversion in games. Look, man, I like Stellar Blade. I like the way it looks. Have I ever played the game? I have not played the game yet. Okay. I don't think this computer would run it. Okay. All right. That's why I haven't played it. But I like looking at it and I enjoy watching the videos of it, the gameplay. It looks like a game I would most definitely love to play. Absolutely. Okay. That's a game I fully support. Games like that. Oh yeah. First off, it looks fun, but also it looks great. And it looks great. It looks great. The same reason why, look at the Tomb Raider behind her. The same reason why Lara Croft got famous. Because she's hot. She's hot. And people want to look at that. Even with the PS1 graphics, right? People want to look at that and people wanted to know what's underneath those clothes. Even the PS1 days. Oh my God. And Melonie Mac is standing there on camera with Lara Croft, the iconic 90s sex symbol of video games, behind her, being like, oh, I don't want any perversion in video games. I don't want any perversion in video games. And then she was just defending Stellar Blade. You can't make this stuff up, dude. Like, oh, actually, you can. You can make this stuff up. If you were to write a story about her, she would be the grifter. She would be the grifter that you write in the story that's trying to deceive people. That's what she is. Look, man. Hey, guys, if you like games because the characters are hot and you like the special outfits, hey, man, that's cool, man. No problem. No problem with that, right? And I at one point, I thought that's what Melonie Mac was for. At one point, I thought she was for was against censoring the games. That's what she was saying about Stellar Blade. You know, and actually, there's something about this clip that I didn't really notice about Melonie
and
Mac.
it's
I don't really watch her all that often. Okay, I see her appear on Side Scrollers, which is a podcast I usually have on in the background, though not lately. It's kind of repetitive and the same thing. And it's really just it's really just reading super chats anymore. That's kind of what it is. And I don't even understand it. I don't understand. Hey, to be able to grift, be able to get something like that and just read super chats for a whole hour. I mean, I don't understand how you reach that, obviously. Okay. So here's in this clip, Melonie Mac is defending Stellar Blade, which, hey, I'm cool with because Stellar Blade's cool. But then, of course, later on we're going to get into she flips the script and goes against the other game because of it's hypersexualized, it's perverted, and she doesn't want that in games. Okay, all right, that's cute. You didn't have any problem when it was in Stellar Blade, and I don't think she knows that Stellar Blade has like photo mode, picture mode, and all that stuff. You could get very detailed in I guess analyzing the outfits, you know, so. But she doesn't know. There's something she said here in this clip in defense of Stellar Blade. She said, hey, had they ever played Final Fantasy? And I guess what she means is maybe Final Fantasy VII with Tifa. But I'm like, that's being great. That's being generous. That's being very generous. A little too generous, okay? And the way she said it, Have these reviewers ever played Final Fantasy? Because the outfits in Final Fantasy, it's like, man, there might be like one, like Tifa, whatever. And they even kind of covered her up a little bit, right? A little bit there. That was a whole thing. I haven't followed up to see if they've reversed their decision on that and all that stuff. But it's like, I don't know if she really knows what she's really talking about there. Which is like, interesting to me on that one. Kind of curious what you guys think about that. Yeah, I wanted to start off with that clip. I thought it was pretty fun. Melonie Mac calling out Mr. Deadman. Oh, you called me out. Oh, man. You know what? Even back in the PlayStation 1 days, with, what was the game? Soul Blade, before it became Soul Calibur. I would play as the female characters, and you exactly know why. I would move the camera around, all the stuff. Man, and she wants to eliminate that in games. If Melonie Mac had her way, she would be like, no, you can't do that because it's sinful and degenerate. It's wrong. It's like, who are you to preach to me? Who are you? I did not know that Melonie Mac is almost like a 40-year-old woman. She's 40 years old. Hey, by the way, is this Melonie Mac? Is this a pic? Is this real? Is that real? Dude, that looks real. That looks like a real cosplay to me. She's pushing 40. She's 39. I don't know. It looks like at one point in her life, she did not care at all about I guess perversion or whatever. I like how you can find images of her with like a choker. She has like a little choker thing. That's funny. She looks like the sort of woman who likes it, and I'm going to say this as crude as possible. She looks like the sort of woman that has daddy issues written all over her, okay? The sort of woman who'd be like, harder, daddy, hit me harder, daddy, choke me, some stuff like that, except she can't really get that anymore because she's 40. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I got to say, I mean, I guess with all that makeup, it's easy to hide that. I didn't know that this was 40. But now I kind of see it. All right. I want to hear this is a video of Goonergate addressed. Okay. I'm going to check this out here. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so this video has been a long time coming. A little over.
First off, her voice is so aggravating. It is like it just hurts my ears.
For a month ago, I got canceled from the anti-woke side, right? Canceled or cancel attempt. You know, it is what it is. I lost a lot of followers here on YouTube and on X because I said I do not want perversion in video games. And that includes that of the straight variety, right? Now, some people I've learned that the anti-woke, there are different factions in the anti-woke crowd. I am a Christian. Everything.
Oh, I'm a Christian too. I'm a Protestant too. And I don't have any problem with that stuff. You know why? Because at the end of it all, it's between me, Jesus, and God, dude. That's what it is. Okay? I don't give a damn what you say, what you have to say. All right?
Everything I do, everything I say, everything in my life is centered around Christ.
Oh, Bible thumper. Man, that's so like she is, I'm telling you, man, she's going to want censor. She wants to censor your games because to make it where there's no sin in it. Oh, man. Dude, I was like, that's not good. That's not what we want at all.
So I didn't make this channel 3 years ago to put my neck out there to get blacklisted from the video game industry so I can't even do mainstream work like I used to do. I didn't put...
Yeah, you used to do that stuff just fine. I wonder what happened. Does the Bible say things about like tattoos on women? Are women talking about the gospel? I mean, I'm not sure. You guys will let me know. Hey, look, she has a tattoo of Bayonetta. Is Bayonetta not perversion? Isn't the whole idea of her using hair and she would go nude and stuff kind of like temptation and titillating? You have Laura Croft, the 90s sex symbol for video games there. Okay.
Myself in that position to call out the perversion with the queer ideology and this, that, and the other that has been infecting everything. I didn't put myself in that position just so I could turn around and push perversion just because it's straight. Not going to happen. Now, if you want some sort of context, I can give you a little bit. I'm not going to show the actual video because I do have a lot of Christians who follow me who probably wouldn't appreciate having something like that thrown.
Yeah, her voice is grating. Mr. Drunk Man, not yet. Sober Man right now. Ordza, you're the loser in that situation. It's talk out loud again. I'll ban you. That's how it's going to be, man. That's how it's going to be. Sort that out.
On the screen, but a lot of you already know what I'm referring to. Now, this is a game called The First Descendant. Didn't play it. Didn't really comment on the game itself. I commented on the material that was presented in question. And the material that was presented in question of the tweet that blew up and got me so much back.
And I saw, the first Descendant, right? I saw one of the videos for this game. Oh, yeah. I did. That's a good video. That's a good intro. Oh, man.
Backlash and hate and saying I was betraying everybody was a video of a character dancing and shaking her butt in
oh my God, how dare she? A woman dancing and shaking her butt. Oh,
song
in a song
with the camera focused on it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to post it.
You know, there's a lot of strippers. There's a lot of strippers that believe in Jesus. There's a lot of strippers that believe in Jesus. They'll dance around and all that stuff and entertain and make all that money. And at the end of the day, hopefully do a little prayer to Jesus, and hopefully that will be enough. She's trying to make sense in the world of sin. Okay, hey, it's hard to make $1 sometimes. Okay, and whatever happens, I mean, you could look at the Bible and be like, well, it says this, that, and the other, but like at the end of it all, it's really between her and God, huh? All right. So what's it? Like, oh, I hate these. I really do not like these, like, oh, guys, watch out for the sin. You're sinning. Oh no, watch out. Ah! It's like, stop. Just stop. Just let us enjoy these games. Just let us enjoy this stuff, man.
Out of respect to my fellow Christian viewers.
Oh yeah, I'm super drunk.
And I know some guys are struggling with pornography and they don't want to see that because of that reason. Not only was I grossly misrepresented and told, oh, what are you talking about? You're being a prude because this character was 80% clothed, huh? Funny that you want to use those words. Oh, but she's 80% clothed.
Man, you're just Anita Sarkeesian in another skin. You're just Anita Sarkeesian and a daddy issue makeup skin right here. That's what's going on.
Even if that includes nothing on the bottom, it kind of doesn't matter. Almost don't pretend.
You know,
at least don't play stupid with me.
Let's go to this picture.
Don't pretend that there was not lustful intent with that video.
Yeah, right.
And that is not what the intent of that, the whole.
Oh, it's lustful intent. It's sinner. Oh. What is this? Sunday fucking gospel over here? Man, what does the Bible say about a woman preaching? I don't think it says many fond things about that.
Question was, right? Because here's the thing. There is a side of the anti-woke that are like me and are like, hey, I don't want perversion in our...
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. Apparently Razor Fist, Fist of Razors, is going all Bible over here, too. He's getting all biblical, all Bible thumper. Look, she drops his essay about how, like, pretty much... it's wrong because it's sinning. It's wrong because it's sinning and you're promoting sin. Don't do it. You're perverts. You perverts are going to sin. You're going to burn in hell. Ah. And then Razor Fist is like, yeah. And provides a Bible verse or whatever. It's like, Razor Fist? That's the last person I'll go to about Bible verses or anything like that. Shut the hell up. What the hell? Razor Fist, man. Those razors are soft and phony, dude. Those razors are plastic. Those razors from a Barbie Dream Mansion set or something. A bunch of crap, dude. A bunch of crap. All right, let's continue.
Media. I don't want this to seep through our mainstream media. When they ask the question, is this what gamers want? No, I don't want that. Just like I don't want the queer stuff and I don't want the gay stuff. Right? I'm not forcefully taking this stuff out of existence, but I am shaming it. Just like I do the gay stuff. Because it poisons society. So I do the same thing with this. Now again, people are like, oh, well, what about, I'm like, I didn't say. My only experience with this game that I have seen has been...
It's harmful for society, right? I guess what she means is that sort of perversion, it doesn't help. In fact, it hurts the efforts of for people to start families, right? That sort of thing. Yeah, she's 39. She's not married. She doesn't have any kids. What happened there? And the clock is about run out, right? How many eggs are left in her? Probably none. Probably bad eggs at this point. You probably don't want to knock her out. You might get an autistic child. That tends to what happens. I don't know. I'm just maybe making that up. So I don't know if she's the one to be saying like, oh, this is harmful to society. It's like, okay. Yeah, tell me about how your life is working well for you. Okay.
People posting cleavage shots, butt shots, and camel toe shots. And the question was, and there's another side of the game, your anti-woke
I'm
side,
super drunk, dude.
that says that have been against the queer stuff with us, with me. And why perhaps they think we're on the same team is probably because we agreed on this. So they were loud and proud speaking against the queer stuff, but it's like, oh, wait a minute. You weren't against the queer stuff for any sort of moral reason. You were against the queer stuff because you weren't attracted to it. But you still want something equally as perverted, but just something...
What? Equally perverted? It's not as equally perverted? What? What do you mean it's as equally perverted? Wait, hey, by the way, hold on. The biblical verses about like adultery has to do with married people. What are you talking about? And if that's the thing, I guarantee you this woman has had many sexual encounters with people that she has not been married with. You know how? I know because she's not married. And as far as I could tell, she hasn't been divorced. And I'm pretty sure she's had many sexual... Oh, dude, this is rich. Oh, people just don't want gay stuff in the games, okay? They just don't want that, okay? What's the problem with that? There's no problem with that. Don't stop turning every game, every character gay and trans, okay? It's like they represent like a small fraction of the population, but yet for some reason lately, every game character, there's always like a lot of gay characters and there's always the trans character. Every single game, it's like weird. It's like, why is it happening? It's like you're pushing a message. Just like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. What they're asking for a little bit is to go back to the 90s in a way where the games were much more like, you didn't have to worry about that stuff. But of course there was a lot of sexualized stuff. Of course there was. Every single fighting game had characters that had like revealing clothes and all that stuff. And they were great. They were fantastic. But now we hear it. Now we hear the truth, how Millennium Mac really feels. No. She's not against just the gay stuff and the trans stuff in the games. She's against even have like what chicks in bikinis in the games. She doesn't even want that. She doesn't want that. Like, because how far are you going to take it? You know, you can get all like uppity about what the Bible says. You can take that to the furthest degree. You can be like, you know what? We don't even want women to show revealing clothes at all. No skin. Okay, we want them all covered up like Victorian era. Okay? So every fighting game, all the characters, female characters, we look like they're from the Victorian times. Okay? There might be a little bit of ankles showing. Okay? That might be it. That's what Melonie Mac is talking about. And look at the way Melonie Mac is dressed. What? What? She's not dressed like that. She's not dressed like she's prudish. What? With the chokers and all that. Come on, man. Okay. This is a bunch of grifting bullcrap. Okay? And Melonie Mac, I spit on you. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You're going to be like, oh, it's wrong. It's in the Bible. It's wrong. It's perverted. It's wrong. It's a sin. It says right here it's a sin. Okay? No one cares. That's not what it was even about. Like, the whole, like, anti-woke stuff was never even about that stuff. I mean, maybe for a small fraction. But for the gamers? Do you think gamers have time to go to church? You think gamers are doing that? Man, okay, hold on. There might be some, maybe, but I don't think that's really what they're worried about. I think they just want the games to be left alone and not be censored. That's what they're asking about. That's what it is. Stop. There was no reason to throw the Bible into this, and God into this. Like, that was so dumb. That was so freaking dumb. That wasn't even what it was about. She's dressed up like she's a groupie for the band Poison, okay? She looked like she's been ran through by that band. Maybe she has. That's right. I'm super drunk. I'm like level 10 drunk, man.
That you are attracted to. Then it's like, hold up, I don't relate to you. That's not me either. And let's just talk about what is one of my arguments against the queer and the gay stuff that they keep adding to these games. These games keep tanking. They lack substance because these perverts, these queer perverts, want to insert their ideology into the game instead of actually
And you want to insert your ideology into the games. That's what's happening. Oh, man. Yeah, she got me a little pissed off. She did. Oh, man. Anyway.
Making a good game. So guess what? They crash. Well, you know what? Same thing happened here. Here you have a game where the main focus and selling point has been driven by perverted reasons. And so, yeah, okay, here you had a peak of 264,000, and then now it is at 9,000 concurrent players. It dramatically dropped. Let's be real. If we're going to call Dragon Age the Veilguard a flop, this too is also a flop. Just because you...
Maybe the game's not that good. I haven't played this game. I haven't really heard much about it. I just seen some images of it. It looks great. Maybe the game just looks great for reasons, but isn't really that good of a game. That can happen too.
You are attracted to it doesn't change the fact. And as a gamer, I keep seeing the gaming industry and video games as a whole hijacked by perverts, people who want their ideologies in the game. So when you have the gay stuff...
But you're the one... But that's funny. You're wanting your stuff in the game. You're wanting... Their ideology. They want their ideology. They want their perverted ideology. But she wants her ideology. She's like, hey, no perversion whatsoever. Let's just... So, like, okay, I want to ask her, what is a non-perverted game? And here's the thing. They're not all going to agree. You take the Christians, the Christian council. You get a Christian council to run through these games to screen them for perversion, to eliminate it. How far can we go with this? Imagine that, right? Because it's be like, okay, we don't want thongs in the games. They have to wear pants at least. What about shorts? No, they need to wear pants. They need it all covered. Okay, they'll start with that and they'll go to other extremes because they're not all going to agree on it.
You also have another branch of perverts, who the gooners, if you will, who
yeah. Goes to Niccolo. And never mind the fact that she was cool with Stellar Blade. And Stellar Blade has the same stuff. Like, Stellar Blade is as perverted as the other game. She had no problem with that. She was defending it. Man. Oh, man. Where was it? Where's the video here? It was not this is not the video, but that's just nice to look at. I don't think she was 39 then. Okay, this is.
And I have the same stance on queers as I do these gooners.
Is this anything pornographic? I would say no.
So Stellar Blade is not pornographic. Look, I like Stellar Blade, and you guys like Stellar Blade. But let's be honest. If the wife walked in on me playing Stellar Blade, and I was just like looking at the screen, like it did a freeze frame, like I used to when I was like I guess what I was. I don't know what the PlayStation days of doing that with fighting games. But okay, let's just say the wife walked in on me like that. Yeah, she would say she would have a problem with that. She'd be like, that looks perverted, right? It looks kind of weird. Yeah, it is what it is. I'd be like, hey, this outfit's hot. She looks hot. Okay, the character's hot. That's what it is. That's what it is there. So what I'm saying is, I mean, there's people who can look at Stellar Blade and be like, see some sort of pornographic element in it, but it's not really like that. It's just a hot character dressed up in certain ways. Because for style and also let's be real, because it's hot. She's attractive. Okay. And that's what it is. But she had no problem with it here with Stellar Blade, but she has a problem with the First Descendants or whatever. So that's kind of funny. That's rich. All right, let's play the rest of this.
Are watching a ton of pornography and they want that inserted in everything in their life, and they also need validation. You know how the alphabet community, LGBT, all that kind of stuff, you know how they're always screaming for validation?
The ratio for this video is pretty bad. It's like half and half. It is 3.5K versus 3.1K. The battle of good and evil. I'm going to give it a thumb down. Hey, don't touch my gooning content, okay? Hey, if I want to goon to a game, let me goon to a game, okay?
Validation. Not only if you are against them, if you are against their ideology, they want to crucify you. They not only need you to just.
What are you doing to us? We're saying we're worse than you. We're saying that we're. What did he say about us? You said you're pretty much scum, right? We're just a bunch of perverts. You don't like us. You think less of us. Because we're living in sin and all that stuff. What about you, woman? You're not married. I'm sure you had many sexual partners out of wedlock, right? Right? So what about you? You casting stones, bitch. You throwing stones. You live in a glass fucking house. Okay?
Just be like, whatever. They need your validation. And they can't cope with you being against it. And I have seen this same vitriol with the gooners after Goonergate.
Does the Bible say anything about tattoos?
So I
don't know.
Not only, like, I can't, they want me actively promoting this stuff, or I have betrayed them because I am against it. They need validation for what they're doing and what they're promoting because it's perverted. And they deep down, some of them may be in a more reprobate state, but deep down, you know it's perverted. And that's why they need the validation. That's why you have to have pride parades for gay people.
All right, Anita Sarkeesian.
And troons people cut.
What was this? Leviticus 19:28. You shall not make gashes in your flesh for the dead. Or incise any marks on yourselves. Well, that's kind of vague. What does that mean? They say historically scholars have often understood this as a warning against pagan practices of mourning. Okay, but sometimes people do get ink in memory of the dead. Are you not allowed to do that? I mean, that's what it says here. You shall not. Is there more to this verse? Anyway.
Cutting their body parts off to try to pretend like they're the other gender. That's why they need whole parades. That's why they need a whole month to celebrate. That's why they need to see it plastered all over every store in the month of June, because they have to work so hard to create enough validation that will overcome the sense of shame that they feel deep down because they know it's wrong.
All right. Well, she's going very heavy in this on the Bible thumping thing. So, all right. So, I mean, she's, yeah, a lot of her audience will leave, but she will keep those that are definitely very religious. Look, man, as far as the area goes, you know, I don't really care what you guys do and what you believe in and all that. I don't think YouTube is a place to go to look for preachers, especially random ones who like never made it an issue until like now, like Melonie Mac. Where did this come from? Why is she doing this? Like, why? She didn't go on this tirade, this rant about how we're all perverted and sinning with Stellar Blade. No. As Jeremy Hamley, with the quarter pounder, as the subs chimed in, I'd probably not. He'd probably say something like, "Look, I'm trying to." Well, we already kind of have the same cadence, so it should be pretty simple to do a quartering. All I have to do is really talk, and I'm really doing a quartering here. Look, so a lot of people are upset with Melonie Mac because she went on a Christian thing, and I understand. So he's going to be milquetoast about it. He's going to take her side. He's going to be middle of the road of it. That's what he's going to do. Okay, that's what he's going to do. Wow, our cadences are very similar. That's not good. Oh, man, I wish I could change that, but I can't. That is what it is.
And so you have that same demand from these gooners to create this more validation than the shame that they feel for being pornography brained. Now you have certain people who know that it's wrong, and they're trying to do better. And hey, God bless you. Read the Bible. Seek Jesus. Only he can help you. And I say this to the queer side as well. And I have the same stance on queers as I do these gooners. Is that, hey, yes, what you're doing is shameful. Yes, I think this stuff is shameful and I don't want it in my...
You know who I liked? I like the stories of Jesus, where Jesus would hang out with those that were sinners. Okay? He would hang out with them. You know, like... The concubines, the hoes of society, he would hang out with them too. That wasn't necessarily saying he agreed with what they were doing, but understood what they're kind of going through. He had a sound like a more compassionate way of going about, I guess, converting people and all that. I don't know. Anyway, let's hear her out a little bit more.
Entertainment, because it's shameful and it's hurting society. It's disgusting and it's perverted. No, I don't want it. Do I think that people participating in these activities are losers? Yes. But you know what? It doesn't mean you have to always be a loser. Have I ever been a loser? Have I participated in activities that made me a loser? Yes.
Oh,
but
like this one?
I
Wait,
have
what was
sought Jesus Christ.
This one?
And I walk with Jesus Christ. And it is
Well, that's great for you. That's great. And some people walk with Jesus Christ but don't have the same walk as you do, okay? Like, I feel like I'm repeating myself here because it kind of goes down to the same thing. It's like, look, man, when it comes to area of faith, like, oh, man, just let people kind of figure out for themselves. If they want to go to church, they'll go to church. If they want to hear from a preacher, they'll do that. Like this whole thing, I mean, sure, you could do whatever you want, you know. It's your videos and all that. But it is funny that you're doing it after having no problem with it. Okay? That's where the hypocrisy is coming from. That's where like what is this? It's like a grift? What's going on here? Okay? You're just like a Jesus freak now. All right? So that's why it seems like all right. Like is Melonie Mac doing Bible studies? I heard that she is. Is that for real? That's right, Ordza. You did. Because I am the law. I am the law on the server. Yeah. Yeah. And you contributed nothing. Nothing whatsoever. That's how it's going to be.
walking with Jesus Christ that gives me the
She
strength.
has a Bible study channel. That's rich. Come study the Bible with the concubine that's never been married. Oh, why are you 40 and alone? No kids, no crotch goblins to speak of. Oh, so sad. Oh, so sad. So sad. Well, I'm hoping that her walk with Christ, she's not sinning. Oh.
To avoid and to overcome temptations that if I were to succumb to would make me a loser. Okay? So that's the thing when I talk about the gooners, all this stuff. It's not from a place that you're never going to amount to anything. But it is from a place of, hey, what you're doing and what you're promoting and what you're normalizing and what you want normalized in society and in video games in general to
It's just like in hot stuff, man.
desensitize people is perverted. It's hurting you. It's loser activities.
What? It's just liking a game that has hot chicks dressed in hot ways. What? Man, get off the soapbox, okay?
Now, there's all these whataboutisms. What about Lara Croft? What about this? Don't pretend. And so you're either coming from bad faith or you are delusional because you are so desensitized from women because you watch so much pornography that you can't even see a woman without thinking of pornographic things.
Lara Croft, the woman you have behind you, dude, there's a reason why she's the 90s sex symbol for video games, okay? Her and Chun-Li and others, okay? How many were going after those the rumored nude mod? Okay, on that stuff, like, oh man, the various outfits and all that. Oh man, people love that stuff. They ate that stuff up. Man, there was a whole community of that. So, oh man. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Well, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm glad it came to this. You troublemakers that like followed me for a while, I don't normally do this, but you could see in the chat, this is like just ridiculous. I'll entertain a lot, but that right there is no good. And everyone involved in that. Everyone. So you can all just like that I'm not dealing with it. Okay. And Snell, like, I don't trust her at all either. So yeah. Anyway.
Lara Croft, she's created with a curvy body type. Curvy women exist each and every single day. There is nothing wrong with that. And the reason why the
What about what's her name? Mia from King of Fighters. Oh yeah. What about her with the titties all swinging low like that? Yeah. What about her? What about the chicks from Mortal Kombat?
The woke side tries to remove female curves is not for the intent of even purity purposes, because women are curvy.
No.
That's
they did that because they don't want you to objectify them, right? Because objectifying is wrong. So that's why they wanted to eliminate the women and turn them into men. And you're going on the purity thing. Here's the thing you don't understand. If we had a biblical council, religious council, review these games for perversion, it will end up that the women will have to be covered and flat-chested and nothing. How do you know that? It starts inch by inch, but it will eventually get there because there's going to be people in that council that'll be like, it's still perverted. It's still a little perverted. Okay? We need the female characters in the games need to look a certain way, need to make sure they're all covered up. You can point to societies, look at societies where they have that sort of like religious extreme look, a dogmatic religious view, historically and now, and how they treated how women were depicted in media. Okay, you can even look at America in the past, how women were allowed to look in media. So that's what you're asking for. That's what's going to happen. And you don't understand. I'd say let the gooners be gooners. It's going to happen every once in a while. Okay. You may not like the game. The game's not for you. Okay. But you're going on this soapbox being like, everyone who's playing the game is a pervert and is a loser and all this stuff. Melonie Mac, no one asked for your sermon. Okay. Don't be surprised when people hear your sermon. They come to your videos, they expect one thing, but they get like a sermon about how they're a loser because they're sinning and all this stuff. Don't be surprised if they spit in your face, throw tomatoes at you, be like, what is this crap? We didn't ask for any of this. We didn't ask for any of this at all. Don't be surprised by that, because that's what's going to happen.
That's reality. Not every woman is curvy, but there are lots of women who are curvy. And so when you have a character with some level of exaggeration of those curves, then it is exaggerating their femininity. There's a difference between exaggerating the femininity of a female character versus exaggerating the
But is Eric July like this too? Is Eric July like Mr. No Perversion? Oh, that's funny. Is that true?
Character for entirely lustful purposes. Now, Lara Croft was a character who...
What is wrong with lust if, like, you're not married? What's wrong with that? I know, like, Catholics see it as a sin. As a Protestant, like, we don't really have the 7 deadly sins. We don't have that at all. And I don't think Melonie Mac is Catholic. Is she Catholic? I mean, maybe she is. I don't know. But okay.
Who was curvy, feminine, but you play those classic games and you show me anything that was lustfully intended.
No, when Melonie Mac has sex, is it only missionary? I mean, what is going on here? Oh my God, this is so messed up. If we were to go on like biblical, like become like biblical Karens about what people do. Man. Let's see. The Bible says stuff about how sex is for procreation, right? So it's odd to me that Melonie Mac doesn't have any kids. What happened there? Were condoms used? You know? I mean, as a Protestant, you can use condoms. Like we don't really care about that. But as if she's Catholic, every sperm is sacred, and she needs to take every sperm in her belly there.
Right? Show me anywhere where Lara Croft acted like a slut, because she didn't. Show me anything, because it's not there. Tomb Raider has substance as a game. The character design was really good.
What? Why? Show me where Lara Croft was a slut. I don't recall any sex scenes in Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. I haven't really played all the Tomb Raider games. I know they made her super busty, super hot. She was not married. Dude, she was designed to be titillating and be hot and all that stuff. That's what it's about. Oh my God. If you have characters that are sluts, that's bad. So if you have a character that's like a hoe, interesting about that. There's some fighting games that have female characters that may or may not be hoes. I can think of. Is Stellar Blade a slut? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. We're talking about, there's a character in a video game a slut. We can't have that. What are you talking about, Mac? You sound insane. Oh my God.
Artistically speaking and aesthetically pleasing to the eye, but was not created in a way to incite lustful intent. It was, oh, here's an attractive character that you can acknowledge as an attractive character, but it wasn't created for lustful intent in the same way that
yo, bull crap. How many people have jerked off to Lara Croft? Melonie Mac? Dude, I have some crusty socks that speak otherwise. Dude, I don't have them anymore, obviously. I mean, it was a long time ago. But man, those socks could stand up straight. Okay?
at a game that, here, let's pose this game where with the characters are all wearing lingerie. Like, excuse me, that is not the same thing, and you know it. Be genuine for once. Let's not play here, and let's not pretend that I want characters to be made ugly. Beauty comes from God. God created beauty. Yes, I want to see video game characters that people create.
And you know what? Women look beautiful in lingerie. They do. They absolutely do. So what's wrong with that?
Beautiful as well, but I don't want them to be perverted. Beauty and perversion are two different things. And I think what has happened with society is it has promoted perversion. It has celebrated perversion. We've had this live and let live type mentality. Don't kink shame. Don't shame people's sexualities. They made up an entire concept of sexuality that isn't real. God created woman for man. That's it. There's no other sexuality.
So where's your man? Where's your man, Melonie?
Anything else is a perversion of God's creation as per the Bible. And you know what else is perversion of God's creation is when you're substituting, if you're, I'm going to use a male as an example. If you're substituting a wife for pixels on a screen, that's perverted.
Hey, if they're, first off, I was going to say if they're not married, what does it matter? Even if they're married, I mean, it's not a real woman. I guess you could be like, well, you can make some arguments for it, but whatever. I don't care. That's their personal issues to deal with, whatever. I don't really give a shit about that. I give zero shits about that. But what Melonie is saying there is like what? So a virtual character treating them like your wife. They're not their wife. Okay, that's not what's happening here. But even if so, like, hold on, where in the Bible does it say you can't make your waifu your waifu? Where does it say that? Where does it say you can't marry a Laura Croft or whatever? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's all nonsense. But like this, it's all just bullshit. That's what I'm getting at here. And you know what though? I think there's something else to this. I think Melonie Mac feels this way because there's probably men in her life that instead of being with her, they would rather be with like Laura Croft or one of these other characters. Okay. And maybe that's why she feels the way that she does. It probably wasn't Laura Croft because she has Laura Croft all around her that she identifies with that. There might have been another video game character, a more sluttier one that maybe a past partner really liked over her. Because she seems really scorned here. She seems really burned. This seems like a very personal thing, much more than a religious thing. Okay, maybe it's both.
Your sexual gratification is supposed to come from your wife. And if you are seeking alternate sources, seeking those sources for sexual pleasure, you are acting in abomination and perversion.
What if you don't have a wife, Melonie? I don't think she knows the answer to that. But even if you have a wife, well, the Bible had a lot of concubines all over the place. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is, I guess they'll figure it out in the afterlife. Okay. And maybe not worry so much about what other people are doing in that regard.
Simple as that. And anything that is created with the intent to make you do that is the same. And I ain't just here saying it's just guys doing that. Women do that too. There are actual gooner games for women. I have seen them. I have seen people post them unabashedly. No shame. There are games that is usually of the romance novel variety, and you have a bunch of male suitors, really attractive male suitors who more so you're not going to see as much. It's going to be portrayed in a little different way when it's meant to appeal to women, but it's still equally as perverted and equally as disgusting because it's trying to elicit the same reactions. So you have these suitors, and they try to, as the female player.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so let's just go to detail of this. All right. I think she has personal experience about this. How many of these games have you played, Melonie?
It's going to be portrayed in a little different way when it's meant to appeal to women, but it's still equally as perverted and equally as disgusting because it's trying to elicit the same reactions. So you have these suitors, and they try to, as the female player, they are trying to seduce you and win you over, and the goal here with these games is for these guys to be whispering sexual things in the player's ear and going to
yeah, sounds like you know this game. How many hours have you put in this game? Does anyone know Melonie Mac's Steam history? I want to know these games. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Melonie would also say like sex. What was saying? What if you don't have a wife? I'm sure her comeback would be like it's immoral anyway, because the Bible says sex out of marriage is immoral. Which in that case would be like, well, I don't see a ring on your finger. And are you celibate? Because shut up. How about you shut up? What I said before, you live in a glass house, Melonie. Don't be throwing stones. Don't be calling these Gooner gamers losers when you yourself are a loser in a different way. I mean, bro, you're a woman who's pushing 40, don't have a child, have no husband. Tells me there was a lot of tells me that, I mean, if you want to go strictly biblical here, tells me there was a lot of sin going on, but I would normally not care.
Create a fantasy, a sexual fantasy for said player. Again, that is not God's design. God's design is for a woman to have said pleasure from her husband. So if she is seeking outside sources for sexual gratification and pleasure that is not a husband, then she is committing a perversion. Whether that be a visual novel like that, whether that be a book.
So Melonie Mac is the sort of person that wants to ban all your perverted stuff. All your perverted stuff. Even your anime and manga. I'm cool with that stuff. Just not the ones that get into the illegal stuff. That stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Like Melonie Mac would definitely champion a dogmatic approach to censorship. So that is what's crazy. Okay? That's not what gamers want. At all. At all. I don't know if I'm going to finish this, man. We're halfway through almost. Does she say anything else that's relevant? It's like I feel like it's just going in circles. Like, I feel like there was no script to this video that she did. I'd be surprised if people made it all the way through. I'll let it play for a few more minutes, and we'll see.
With that purpose, or whether that be even just a video game, like any regular video game, if that is what she is using that game for. So let's not pretend that some of these games don't purposefully try to elicit a sexual gratification out of the player. And there is a strong difference between a character being made to be aesthetically attractive, just like we can appreciate art, versus a character in a game that is designed to create sexual gratification out of the player. Okay, I know a lot.
So any character that is designed to elicit sexual gratification, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of characters like that. Anita Sarkeesian argued that all of them that were in bikinis and thongs would do that. And I'm sure you would make that same argument too. Wow. It's like you guys are two in the same pod. Two peas in the pod. There's this old video of Melonie. Let's play it here. Oh man, where'd it go? Oh, it's right here. Oh man, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Is this one? No, not that one either. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh man, it was great. Oh wait, we could see the images of Lara Croft. I didn't even know these. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, you have these other different great outfits. This was great. This was totally not meant to elicit sexual. Yeah, this is definitely not meant to arouse you. Oh, yeah. 100%. Oh, 100%, Melonie. You're totally right. Yeah, tell me more. You know what? As she talks, let me just go through her stuff as she talks.
If you aren't even going to hear what I'm saying, and you're still going to be doing these whataboutisms in my comments, because you are so defensive.
What about her?
But
what about Laura Croft?
Maybe some will listen. Same with like the queers and all that. You ever see how it just sounds like you're arguing with demons?
Oh yeah, that's right. This chick right here.
The same
the chainsaw
way.
lollipop.
These
girl.
demons have a hold on these people.
Fantastic.
And they can't be reasoned with because they are so engulfed in their perversion. And what they don't realize is that the satisfaction they think that they're getting out of their perversion is just self-destructive. It's like you want to tell somebody to stop doing drugs because they're hurting themselves, but they can't.
Why was that chick even in a bikini? That made no sense.
And it is the same thing. A lot of these gooners that are mad.
Why did I even make any sense? Why did that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. It's like every game, the chick is what is the chick wearing? The bikini. Why? Because it looks better. Shut up, Mel. Oh man. Oh, this is the video. Okay, we're gonna watch this.
Really quick.
What type of girl does Melonie look like here? This is old. This is very old. 7 years old. Okay.
That's going to be it for me, but I had so much fun. And really quick, I want to give a quick shout out to Roberto and Christine in the back because they made all this magic happen, showing all your tweets, and it was just so awesome. And of course, Jeff, I want to thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.
Come on over here, Melonie. Come hang with us. It was a fun time. It was a crazy 2 days.
It was.
Pause right there. Anyone getting like strong like pick me vibes? Like that's what I'm getting. Melonie Mac 7 years ago in the gaming industry doing this E3 thing. I'm getting strong pick me vibes quite a bit.
A lot of games. What was your favorite game?
Oh man, Shadow of the Colossus being remade is just like blowing my mind. And Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I know.
Those two.
That was insane, right? Beyond Good, I did not expect that.
Absolutely. I was hoping for it, but I didn't quite expect it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I sort of gave up hope. But that was a big, like some big announcements. And the crazy thing is that we've done this for like 2 days and like E3 isn't even open yet.
Right?
Tomorrow, when like the show floor opens, a lot of these games, like all the PlayStation guys, like we have all these demos. So we're gonna check that out.
Okay, we don't have to watch the whole thing. I just wanted to show that because I like how like she has like, these strong pick me vibes. Then keep in mind now she's 39, pushing 40, still not married. I'm sure she partied. I don't know about her personal life. I also don't really care, but I'm sure she partied. I'm sure she did a lot of stuff. I mean, she even said she was a loser in the past, that she was sinning in the past. But I mean, she knows. But she just reformed? I turned again Christian? What is this? You know what? Melonie, I'm glad you found Jesus. But we don't want your dogmatic stuff in this, okay? We don't. Especially when you don't really seem to know what you're talking about. Right, this right here with Laura Croft.
And it's crazy. A lot of these gooners that are mad at me because I spoke out against, no, I don't want this. That doesn't fix the gaming industry. People think that, make all these characters naked, make them all naked or half naked or in lingerie, make all the female characters in lingerie, and that fixes everything. No, it doesn't. Making good games fixes everything.
Well, yeah. True. Yeah, the game probably isn't that good.
Games that actually have substance and quality fixes everything. And I'm going to tell you, if you actually look at a brilliant and artistic mind who can create a masterpiece, typically they have respect for their work. And as a result, you're going to see that portrayed in the characters that they create as well. So are you going to find a perverted game that happens to be a masterpiece? The chances of that are almost non-existent because, again, someone even capable of in the first place of producing a masterpiece is going to respect their work enough for that not to happen. Just like look at movies. If you compare a masterpiece of a movie to pornography, I keep
tell me
saying
more about
corn
that.
because of YouTube monetization stuff.
Yeah, we all know.
Are people ever? Have you ever?
I like how she's edgy enough to say the F word on Twitter, but has to watch her language here. Yeah.
History of your life seen something actually taken serious where somebody was like, wow, this pornography movie, my mind is blown by how insanely good the
I remind you that 50 Shades of Grey was a extremely popular movie. It was an extremely popular movie. Sure, and it was popular by who? The women, and it was pretty much a pornography movie. It was a pornography movie about BDSM. Okay? So, what's your point?
Plot was, and how the story, just that plot twist, the story just left me thinking about life, and just it changed me on a spiritual level. No,
Well, that's not happening when you watch action films or any of these. What is she talking about? What movie have you seen that was like, oh man, that really changed my life? I see things from a different perspective now. What are you talking about? What movie has it ever happened? What are you talking about? You can watch like an epic like Lord of the Rings. You probably don't come out going, oh man, oh my life is completely changed. Oh, thank God. No, you just saw something awesome. It's very cool. And sometimes it's cooler if there's titties in it. Sometimes it is. 80s action movies speak to that. Horror movies speak to that. The only real reason to watch any horror movie is for the bodies, for the blood, and for the boobs. That's it, man. The 3 Bs. That's it. If you're missing one of those Bs, that's not a good horror movie. Probably not. Probably takes itself way too seriously. All right, let's play this.
that doesn't happen because it's not art. It's perversion. I want art. As somebody, I appreciate art. I'm an artist myself. I love to draw. Like, I care about art. And people are like, people make jokes and act like, oh, what kind of stuff have you drawn? Like, what? I bet you've drawn like perverted stuff before. It's like, literally no. Like, when I was a little kid, you draw.
Well, you're probably missing out. If you did, you'd probably make a lot of money. Oh man, you I don't know. That's not really a good argument there. That's not, because there is a lot of perverted people. For sure. Hey, man, I'm perverted. We're all a little perverted in some ways. Yeah. But that's how it was, though. That's what it was to some degree. Like with characters like this. Yeah, man. Like that. Oh, yeah. Even Melonie knows. Look at this. Yep. Why do you choose this outfit, Melonie? Why this one? Why that one? And, yeah.
Body parts and stuff as a joke. But literally, no, it's just like, you know what? I haven't. And I'm not saying everybody who can't be an artist. They can, but that's not from an artist. That's like a fleshly outlet. It's like a perverted outlet, right? But when it comes to actual art, fine art, and I am I can be a bit, I don't want to say an art snob, but
coming off as a prude,
and especially my work with it, I'm not saying that my work should be hung in the Smithsonian, but I'm just saying the amount of pride that I take in my work because I genuinely care about art. I feel like if I were to draw some smutty picture, would be perverting what I want to develop as my talent.
And that's fine for you, Melonie. That's great. Good for you.
So at the end of the day, when we want good video games, which are an artistic medium, it's really difficult.
Well, people have different opinions on art. Can we bring up that video? That was the first Descendants video. Let's see if I get that up.
and almost impossible to have a masterpiece that is also perverted. That is, here, we're going to throw this in there directly for the people who want to lust after it. Let's make this completely with the intent of making the player lust and feel sexual desire for it. That's already corrupted their work. That's corrupted the work already. It is what it is. So, no, I will continue to speak out against them deliberately defeminizing female characters. And I will continue to speak out against them deliberately emasculating male characters, for example.
But you're also going to speak out if they over-sexualize the characters too, huh?
I don't think the answer to fighting back against this perverted stuff is to make women ugly. That's not the answer, because if you teach men that you can't even look at a woman unless she's ugly or you're going to be gooning after her, that's not practical, and it's also just like weak. So here's the difference. It's one thing to say, okay, here's a character that's built to be attractive, which everybody is going to see attractive people in their life, but what separates a person from an absolute loser?
All right, so this trailer, I don't think this is the one. I saw the one I saw was on YouTube Shorts. Okay, if Tomb Raider came out today, with the '90s mentality, with today's graphics, and with the mentality from the '90s, they would totally have done this. But of course, she would be wearing shorts. She'd have the big fat. Yeah, and be hitting that. Yeah, there's a reason why they had that shot there. What's the next one? Right here. But that's not the one, though. That's not the one. That's earlier. But that's just a good opening for a movie, for a game. That's just a great opening right there. This right here. Okay, I'm watching. All right, I'm intrigued. What's going on? You grabbed my attention. What happens? And then everything else? Okay, cool. All right. That's all that is, man.
Is that they can see an attractive person and not lose their minds and need to go take a break and run to the bathroom, and touch themselves. Like, let's be real. I was actually going to plan this to be a lot more articulate, and I just turned on the camera and just started talking. And this is where I'm at now, so I don't know how coherent this even is as a whole. And I could talk a lot more, but I gotta be cautious or careful or cognizant of everybody's time. But I'm just saying, let the record be straight now. And you can unfollow me if you want. I don't care.
Well, that's I actually was not subscribed to you at all. Really what it is, man, people see this as massive hypocrisy. That's why people have a problem with this. You had no issue at all whatsoever talking about this stuff, talking anti-censorship, pro-hot women, when it was hot women doing hot things, when it was like Laura Croft, right? And come on, okay? Let's remind ourselves of the different looks, different appearances of Laura Croft, okay? It's been a while since I played these games. Okay. All right. So that's good to know. It's good to remind ourselves of that. Okay. So Melonie Mac was okay with this, had no problem with this. She was also okay. She was good with what? With Stellar Blade. Okay. She had nothing. No. Yeah. She was pro this. In fact, she went out and was like, why are these people saying this game is pornographic? Why are they saying there's this issue? There's nothing wrong here. This is fine. And then when the Descendants come on, that game, the first Descendants, that enters the picture. She has a problem with that because that game has thongs, and women can wear thongs, bikinis, be hypersexualized, and you have outfits that But Stellar Blade has that too. Stellar Blade has a whole mode where you can zoom in on it and really get a look to what the character looks like in those outfits. So that tells me Melonie either didn't know what was happening there, and if she did, she would have a problem with it. But no, she just flipped the script. Something happened. She just flipped the script entirely. To while now, she sees the Descendants, and now she has a huge problem with it. Okay, so that is the problem that we have here, and yeah, Melonie Mac. I don't know what else to say, man. The Christian dogma, that approach towards censorship, we don't want in the games at all. And it's going to be interesting to see who supports her in this. You already have a Razor Fist doing it. I didn't know he's all Bible man now. Yeah, that's cool, I guess. That's the least likely person. Wow. Watch Jeremy come out and support. That'd be funny. Didn't he bailed out a Satanist out of jail? That's funny. All right, man. This was a lot of fun. I like this. This was good. With that said, well, you guys take it easy and have a good one.